So thanks for the opportunity to be here. And first, well, about my surname. I'm really sorry about it, but it's really my name, Jeroen Geelhoed. So, but let's make it clear what it means. Because if you translate it, it means yellow. Geel is yellow, and hood is hat. So it's yellow hat. So Geronimo, yellow hat, something like that. But if you look at, I don't know if someone from you knows De Bono. De Bono wrote a book, 6 Thinking Hats. And one of the thinking hats is the yellow hat. And the yellow hat is about optimism, brightness. And I think my story is also a little bit about optimism. Because we live in exciting times. We have an economic crisis. We have a lot of organizations struggling. We have organizations that have to do layoffs. We have a lot of people that, well, the people that don't have a job anymore, they thought they would have a job for life. And now they don't have a job and they have to think, well, what do I want to do? And at the same time, Gallup research shows that the people who have a job, only 20% they feel engaged. So what about the other 80%? Are they working on their passion and in their passion or what else? Last month I did a research, an international vision research. Well, what were the results? What I saw is that the inspiration is really in Asia. Asia is really taking over. If you're asking for visionary companies and do organizations in your country are really visionary, then the Asians say about 80% yes. In the USA it's about 60%. In Europe it's about 40%. So, and this week we have the Made Festival as well in Sheffield. We're thinking about how to foster entrepreneurship, how to do that. Because I think that's really what we need. But what to do about that? That's really a question that puzzles me. What to do about it? Should the government do something? Yes, for sure. But what? Companies, should they do something? I think for sure. But is that enough? Schools, do they need to do something? Yes, for sure. But that takes about 15 years, I think. So it's about us. It's about what we want. I think when we want to be entrepreneurial as a country, as a region, as a person, whatever, it's about yourself. And I think it's about people that really want something, people that really know what you're good at, and that are passionate about really realizing something. And that's what I call personal vision. And if you think about personal vision, and well, who has a personal vision? Well, think about yourself. Well, who comes up in mind? And normally it's about Mandela or Anita Roddick or Richard Branson or whatever. But if you have 100 ordinary people with a personal vision they are going for, I think that will change the world. It will change the region. And well, I really believe in it because I did it myself. And I'll tell something about it. We do it with a whole company. And somehow every new hire, within the first year, he or she goes on a 3-day trip to Santiago de Compostela and talking about his or her personal vision. I think that's also one of the reasons why we are a great place to work, #1 in Europe. And people have to think about it. And sometimes that leads to turnover, that people say, wow, I want to do something different. So I work here for 1 month and I do now something different. But it's okay, because that's their passion. So I want to share the concept of personal vision with you. And well, there are 2 things. The first thing is it's really easy. It's really easy. And the other thing is it's really difficult. So you can judge the rest of the presentation. It's easy and it's difficult. Because it's only about 4 questions. What questions? What is a personal vision about? Well, the first question... Oh, sorry. Is what do I stand for? What are my core values? What are the things I would like to pass over to my kids? Or what are the things my parents learned me? What are the things that I think is about good and about bad? Core values really regulate your behavior and what you think that's really important. 8 years ago or 9 years ago, I had a burnout. And then you're at home and you're thinking, well, what now? And what happened? What went wrong? And I realized that I didn't live accordingly to my core values. So they're really important for individuals to know what your core values are and live and evaluate yourself with it. Well, Muhammad Ali, for example, I think one of his core values, I like it. I don't look up to anybody, but also don't look down on anybody. The second one, and that's really the philosophical one. Why do I exist? It's your higher goal. So we spoke about the core values. The second question is the higher goal. What do I want to contribute to the world? What are my passions? What ideals would I always go for? What would the world miss if I were not there? Well, it's quite a fundamental question. It's an easy question, but it's not easy to answer. But it takes a lot of time to think about it. But when you find it, it's really nice. And it helps you. It helps you getting up in the morning, and it gives you energy. Look at this one. Mandela. To liberate the oppressed and the oppressor both. That's wow. But he's really a big guy. So another one. And that's one of our management assistants. She went also to Santiago and she said, I really want to serve. I want to serve people, but I also want to enjoy. Enjoy the moment, this moment. So my higher goal, she said, as a management assistant, to be there. I want to be there for someone. I want to be there for myself. I want to enjoy, etc. Only 2 words, but there's a whole word behind it. And, well, if you know her, you can see it. She is really inspiring. The third one, and that's also a different one, it's the audacious goal. What do I want to achieve within 10 years or within 20 years? And it should be really audacious. So not something like I want to travel to have traveled in 5 countries in 5 years, because that's easy. You just buy the tickets and it's done. Really something you have to do something for. And this will help you to take action. And also this will help you to make choices. What to do, what not to do, and what, well, to do with your whole heart. Well, again, Nelson Mandela. One day I'll be the first black president of South Africa. But if you are really courageous, you also should put a deadline on your audacious goal. So, why not 1960 or 1958? So, if you want to push yourself to the limit, invent an audacious goal with a deadline. Well, I think everyone knows this one. With the man on the moon and returning him safely back. I've seen how an audacious goal can really disrupt your life. Because, well, a couple of years ago I met a pastor in Amsterdam, and he built up 2 churches, and he began thinking about it and about it again, and now, since last month, I spoke to him again, he wants, in 2020, he wants to have built up 20 new churches. So right now, he's busy. It's unbelievable. He's scouting for talent and looking for who can help me, and who can help me. So he's really, well, inspired to do the next phase of his, higher goal and audacious goal. Then the last part, core qualities. What do I excel at? And it's not just the things, well, you can handle and you're okay with. It's about what do you really excel, your special talents. And most people only have 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of them. But it's not easy to determine your own core qualities, because they are your blind spot. You're so good at it, you assume that everybody is good at it. So what to do, how to determine them? Ask your neighbor, ask your father, ask your brother, ask your friend, ask your colleague, etc. And think about the compliments you get. Which compliments did you get last week or last month? That will say a lot about your core qualities. So, as I said, it's really easy, a personal vision. Richard Branson, he has only 2 core qualities, I think: out of the box thinking, execution. But he's doing it, and he's making quite some impact. Einstein, he says he only have 1. I have no special talents, I'm only passionately curious. So, but all those 4 questions, they are what the German call a Gesamtkunstwerk. And it's a holistic piece of art, and every element is intertwined and should also be aligned. And I think when you have a personal vision, you really need all 4 of them. Because I know in this room there are some people who say, I like audacious goal and core qualities. Well, because then I can go for it. But I don't like talking about higher goal and core values. There's all that soft stuff and spiritual, and I don't like that. But when you're 50 or 60, maybe you're going to think, well, I did a lot of things, but why did I do that? Maybe something with the midlife crisis, I don't know, I am only 39. But there are also people who really like the higher goal and the core values, and they don't like the audacious goal, because you can't be flexible and things like that. But I think the people who really like the higher goal and the core values for themselves, they should push themselves to the limit and really do an audacious goal, because otherwise you'll be dreaming on and talking and dreaming and talking and dreaming and nothing happens. So act. You need to act. So that's the reason why you need all of them. But they also should be aligned. And I made really a big mistake in this. 7 minutes. Okay. I really made a big mistake in this. Because one of my audacious goals 6 years ago was, I want to do a PhD. I was very passionate about creating value in organizations, value for customers, for shareholders, for the society, and for employees. And fun at work is really an important element of that. And together with my colleagues, I developed a concept on fun at work. And we surveyed a lot of people, and we had about 50,000 respondents in our database. So the next step would be doing a PhD. Wow. Great audacious goal. But it never happened. I didn't start. But why? Well, on my trip to Santiago, I worked together with Jochen. He's in the audience as well. And I'm really thankful to you till this moment. But we talked about each other's core qualities. And Jochen mentioned some of my core qualities. And then I began thinking about it. He didn't mention analytical skills. So I thought, I do have an audacious goal. And in reaching that audacious goal, I have to do something that I am not really excelling at. So I wanted to reach something I don't like. Why do I do that? So the audacious goal was not aligned with my core qualities. Well, all the elements need really to be aligned with each other. Okay, but then you have your personal vision. Maybe you thought about yourself and you wrote it already down. Okay, great. Congratulations. And now, what to do? How to realize it? Is it just do it? Well, there are some advices I can give. And the first thing is manage it. Manage your personal vision. So organizations do have a vision and then a strategy. So individuals should always also have a vision and a personal strategy. So if your audacious goal is, for example, in 2015, I want to own a 100% green energy company that has 40% market share in the UK market, for example, then you have to think, what do I have to do in 2014? And in 2013? And in 2012? And next quarter? And what do I have to do now? So make your personal strategy as well. Manage it. Ask for help, because you can never do it alone. And people are longing to help you if you have a personal vision. Celebrate it when you have done something and accomplished something. Really celebrate it. Evaluate it as well. Am I on the right track? Do I still like it? Am I inspired with this personal vision? But I think the most important one is tell it. Shout it all around. A colleague of mine once wanted to be a writer. And she just started that week in, well, typing in the first words of her new novel. And she, it was at night, and she went into the train. She picked her laptop, she put it open, and she started to type. And another man in the train, he said, "Oh no, another IT expert working at night in the train." And she suddenly answered, "No, I'm not an IT expert, I'm a writer." And then, well, they had a talk. And after 3 minutes, someone else from the same train, he came and said, "I'm a writer as well. And I just signed my contract for the publication of a new book. So maybe I can help you." And till this moment, they're coaching each other on writing their novels. So if you tell it all around, people are going to help you. So that keeps me thinking about, is it you are who you are? I don't think so. Is it you become who you are? I don't think so either. I think it is you are who you become. And I think if all of us had a personal vision and really began to realize it, that would make the world a better place. So I think it's your turn. And for the people who fall asleep, beware, because I throw this ball for you because it's your turn. Yes, thank you.